Since our last update, the coronavirus pandemic has taken a grim toll around the world. And we know that more and more of you, dear brothers and sisters, are grappling with the effects of this crisis every day. We want to assure you of our love and of how deeply concerned we are about each one of you and of the many prayers being offered in your behalf. And we trust that Jehovah will give you the power beyond what is normal, as promised at 2 Corinthians 4:7, so that you can endure this pandemic with your faith in Jehovah's unfailing promises intact. Despite all the challenges we've been facing, hasn't it been encouraging to see how quickly and effectively Jehovah's people have adapted to the change in circumstances? From holding meetings by video conference, to preaching and teaching by email, letter writing, telephone, and text message. And this was especially true regarding the memorial. In this report, we'd like to share a few updates about how our brothers and sisters around the world were strengthened as they came together for the special talk and the memorial. As the day of the memorial drew closer, did you wonder how this was all going to work? Would we be meeting in smaller groups? How would we handle the emblems? How could we invite coworkers, neighbors, and interested ones? Where would we invite them to if we couldn't meet at the Kingdom Hall? We longed to be together on this important occasion, but we also recognized how important it was to comply fully with any government restrictions and physical distancing guidelines, not only to show our subjection to the superior authorities, but also for our own safety and that of our neighbors. And so, we observed the memorial, even though that meant doing so in unique ways we might never have experienced before. For the first time in theocratic history, millions observed the memorial by video conference. This resulted in some unique opportunities to share the memorial with others. As you may have seen on the jw.org newsroom, in the Philippines, one young pioneer's invitation to view the memorial by video conference resulted in over 31,000 non-witnesses tying in by video or audio. For each of us, being in our own homes for the memorial was an unforgettable experience. Yet we were fully united with our brothers worldwide in demonstrating our love for Jehovah and Jesus on this special day. In this video report from Tab Hoensberger, who serves as a member of the Haiti Branch Committee, notice the benefits that came from observing the memorial by video conference and even by telephone in Haiti. No doubt you'll identify with the feelings experienced by the brothers in Haiti.
We can truly say that the commemoration of Christ's death in Haiti this year was a memorable memorial. One congregation of 24 publishers in the far northwest of our country, they were so pleased and thrilled to have 85 in attendance for the memorial in their congregation. A brother relates how he studied the Bible with a man in the past, but because he didn't progress, it was decided at that time to stop the study. That was 2 years ago. So this year, for this year's memorial, the day before the memorial, the man, the former student, calls the brother and says, I would like to attend the memorial. Of course, our brother said, that'd be wonderful. You can attend the memorial with our congregation via Zoom. So that's what the man did. After the memorial observance, he was quite touched by it. He said, when I look around the world right now and I see everything that's happening, it's very clear to me that it'll be very soon when God's kingdom will intervene and put a stop to all the problems that we now know. And in fact, he said, if anybody wants to serve God, it is now the time to start doing so. So the man took his own counsel to heart, and we're happy to say that he's attending meetings with us once again. So whether it was through video conferencing or telephone conference calls. We can say the faith of our brothers was truly strengthened through the memorial this year. In fact, one sister, a pioneer sister in the south of the country, she explained why it was special for her. She said it's like we took the commemoration of Christ's death and we brought it into the homes of all the brothers and sisters. And of course, Jehovah blessed that arrangement.
Don't we feel united with our brothers in Haiti, having observed the memorial in similar ways? Here at World Headquarters, we realized that not all those invited to the memorial could log on to a video conference. So adjustments were made to the jw.org website to make the special talk and the memorial talk available to the public to stream or download in over 500 languages. Thanks to this provision, millions more had the opportunity to benefit from these programs. I'd like to share one beautiful example of a brother named Martin, who lives in a very remote town in Kenya. He downloaded the memorial talk so that he could share it with others in his service group. Now, Martin is disabled and also suffers from a serious health condition that causes his body to overheat. But that didn't stop him from hiring a driver with a motorcycle and traveling in hot weather to provide a recording of the memorial talk to those who otherwise wouldn't have had access to it. Because of Martin's self-sacrificing effort, 13 people in this remote area, including some Bible students, attended the memorial. What a blessing all of these special arrangements proved to be. In many cases, they resulted in non-witness family members attending their first memorial right from their own homes. Now, of course, the technology that made this possible is not readily available everywhere. In many parts of Africa, for example, internet access is extremely limited. This made video and telephone conferencing or streaming talks over the internet virtually impossible. Since this all unfolded very quickly, about 1 week before the memorial, several African countries faced the fact that many of their publishers would not be able to use any of these options. As a result, the governing body approved for branches in Africa to make the special talk and memorial available on TV and radio. As reported on jw.org, these arrangements benefited over 400,000 publishers, in addition to an untold number of interested persons. Brothers worked tirelessly just days before these events to negotiate the needed arrangements with radio and TV stations. In one location in Mozambique, the agreement with the TV station was finalized only 3 hours before the memorial talk was to be broadcast. In some congregations, after struggling with unsuccessful downloads, unreliable phone lines, and failing internet connections, the situation started to feel hopeless. Then, brothers unexpectedly started receiving emails and text messages notifying them that the memorial talk would be available on TV. In some cases, they found out just minutes before the program began. Here's how some who received the program this way expressed their gratitude. One brother said, "The Creator has surpassed our needs in a way that we could not imagine. The pandemic cannot stop Jehovah's will. This makes us more and more convinced that He indeed is a strong tower." Another wrote, "We are very grateful for the arrangement that was made to broadcast the memorial. It felt like we were at the Kingdom Hall and not alone. We are deeply grateful that in this time of COVID-19, nothing has prevented us from holding the memorial of the death of Jesus Christ." The branch committee in Congo-Kinshasa made similar arrangements for both the memorial and the special talk to be broadcast on television and radio stations throughout the country. In the following interview with Hugh Kabichua, note the encouraging experiences that resulted.
With the lack of internet in most parts of our branch territory and the growing restrictions due to the pandemic, we were delighted to receive approval to have the special talk broadcast over radio. But we were asking, will it really work? A circuit overseer reported that in the city of Gemena, brothers tried to arrange with a local radio station to broadcast the special talk. But when they went to pay, they learned from the director that the original time they had arranged for was no longer available. The only available time was an hour and a half earlier at 8:30 a.m. Relying on Jehovah, they agreed to the new time, but they had only a few hours to inform everyone about the change. Despite the earlier time, many people tuned in, and right after the talk, a heavy rain began, disrupting all radio broadcasts until later that night. Jehovah's hand was with the brothers. And we've received encouraging reports from all over the territory. For example, another circuit overseer reported that in his circuit, public response to the talk was so positive that people called the radio station asking to hear the talk again. So the brothers arranged to broadcast the talk a second time on the same day. So far, this has resulted in 25 new telephone Bible studies in that circuit. Clearly, despite this pandemic, the radio worked. Jehovah made sure that this talk remains for us even more special.
What do these experiences show us? Even a global pandemic could not stop us from being united in true worship. As Jesus said at John 14:15, "If you love me, you will observe my commandments." Above all else, it was our deep love for Jehovah and for Jesus that moved us to give thanks for what they did in providing the ransom and to obey Jesus' command to keep doing this in remembrance of me. We showed that love by observing the memorial and enjoying the special talk as one united people, even though it meant doing so in unique ways. We are certain that Jehovah and His Son are very happy and very proud of what we were able to do worldwide under the present circumstances. Surely the words of Hebrews 6:10 apply, where we're reminded that Jehovah will never forget our work and the love we've shown for His name. Although we don't know when the present world situation with this pandemic will end, we do know this: God's purpose will not fail. There was a beginning to the pandemic, and there will be an end. Jehovah and His Son will make certain that all causes for harm will soon be completely removed once this system of things is gone forever. And aren't we grateful for that? Please be assured of our warm love and prayers in your behalf. From the world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses, this is JW Broadcasting.